Yes.
Hello, Music Multiverse listeners. Welcome to Beyond Your Radio. Here we go again from the sundown in the Paris of the prairies to a town in North Ontario, or perhaps we met in Montreal after the crime. Then again, maybe, or was that you driving a Zamboni all over Saskatchewan? That, of course, a reference to Weird Al Yankovic, who covered I Don't Want to Be a Canadian Idiot. Well, we don't believe that there are such a thing in the music industry as a Canadian idiot. As for other professions, who knows? But on that note, welcome to Albums from the Leaf of 2024. This is actually episode 6. As always, with us here, it's any genre, any style. The panelists have picked one fine, fabulous Canadian album to talk about. But before we get to them, it's begging time here. Sorry. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. And yeah, it would help us out immensely if you did. But we love you anyway for joining us. For those 72 magical subscribers, thank you, as Alanis Morissette would say. I wish there was some way we could repay you. Oh, wait, yeah, I guess we could go on with the show. That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
On the panel tonight, it's the man who's turning Canadian, one albums from the Leaf at a time, the Grateful Dude. She once tried to book her vacation through Eric's trip. She wound up spending a week behind the garage. Damn, Deb Armitage Hicks Maloney. Obviously, Eric's Trip is the band, and that is their song Behind the Garage. I just made that up. How are we tonight? We got the Grateful Dude back from his tour of the Asian continents of Japan and Korea, the Pacific. Doing well? You had your, it looks like you had a double Monday.
I am turning Japanese, and I think so.
You think so?
Yeah, well, we might need to leave you alone.
I ate enough Japanese food that I might be turning Japanese. It's very possible, but the food was just incredible. Incredible. You know, except there's too many McDonald's in Japan. It's just, they're everywhere.
Weird. That's weird.
It is. But you know what? You can't get ketchup there unless you ask for it, because everything is served with mayonnaise. French fries with mayonnaise, everything. You know, it's
what is it? Is that the love of the French? Is that why that is?
You know, it's hard to say, but it's like when you order shrimp, you get shrimp and mayonnaise.
That's disgusting.
Well, actually, it's not. That's beside the point.
Okay. I'm gonna have to try that. Shrimp and mayonnaise.
Yeah, but their mayonnaise is not the same as ours.
Please tell me it's not like Miracle Whip.
Yeah, no. It's it has a little bit more lemony in it. They even have a specialty one called Q Pie.
Okay.
But
that's got horseradish in it, maybe, or something. What's that got?
No, I think
wasabi?
It's got a lot. I think it's got corn syrup in it. So,
oh wow,
but it's a little on the sweeter side. But you know, since I'm a liker of mayonnaise, I have no problem with any of this. And yes, I think there's definitely French influence in a lot of the Japanese food.
Yeah,
there really is. So, but let's go to the music.
Yes. All right. Well, it's always ladies first. So, Deb, what album thou to bring to the table?
Let me go get my Kleenex.
Yeah, I know. I chose a band from Norwood, Ontario, 3DaysGrace. They formed in 2003. They were, I think, at least a couple of the members part of an earlier band that broke up, and then the members that are current now formed officially in 2003. If you don't know them, they're technically post grunge, but you can feel some grunge in there. They've got what they call alternative or new metal, alternative hard rock. Their influences, By Law, the Tragically Hip, and Our Lady Peace. This is the album that I chose is 1X. It's their sophomore album, and they didn't have the sophomore jinx with this album. Every song on it is amazing. And I've always liked this album, and so I chose it, and then I took the time to really listen to all the songs over and over again, and listen to the words and read the words, and it was a tough one for me. So this album is not a feel-good album at all. This is not something you're going to dance around the kitchen to. It's very insightful and reflective directly from the songwriter, the what's his name? Gautier? Gautier?
Gautier?
Gautier? Gautier? Um, and I'll tell you more of the story after I read just the names of the songs on this album. Pain, Animal I've Become, Never Too Late, On My Own, Riot, Get Out Alive, Let It Die, Over and Over, Time of Dying, Gone Forever, and 1X. The bar is open. Well, interesting enough, that's probably not appropriate for this album. Some of the lyrics, just to kind of give you an more of a undertone of what this album is about. Because I'd rather feel pain than nothing at all. I can't escape. Help me believe it's not the real me. Help me tame this animal inside I've become. One of the songs is about suicide. Some of the other songs is about needing support, but the journey he's on is like one of the loneliest journeys you could be on. But in the end, you can't really do it all alone, but it really mostly comes from within you. Here's some more. If you feel so filthy, so dirty, so fed up, so get up, let's start a riot. Don't hide your mistake because they will find you. And this is my last time. Chasing you down again over and over, I fall for you. I try not to. On this bed I lie. I will not die. I will survive. You might, when you first start to listen to this song and not really know what it's about, think it's about a woman that he is missing very badly, that he can't live without, that his body is just in agony over losing this person. Well, essentially, he wrote all of the songs for this album in a little cottage up in Lake Country in Northern Ontario, while he was going through recovery for opioid addiction. And when you know that and you really listen to the words in these songs and you go through song by song and see how it's a progression of his recovery, um, it's a very, very, very personal, deep, and dark autobiography, essentially. And some of these lyrics are, you can, once you start listening to the songs, knowing what they're about, you can see directly that one song is about him going through withdrawal, and another song is about not being able to live with himself because he doesn't even know who he is anymore. That animal inside, that's not who I am, but now it is who I am. The lyrics, I feel so filthy, so dirty. But then a couple of the songs that I didn't mention their names, the titles, Gone Forever. I feel so much better now that you're gone forever. Now things are coming clear. He's in that pink cloud that addicts get into when they first start to, everybody around them can see the light back in their eyes. They feel kind of freed and have this weight lifted off of them that they never thought they could achieve that moment. But it is a false sense of security. And that's why a lot of addicts relapse. And a lot of his songs are about, I can't let this be in my past. This is who I am now. And I have to face that this is who I am because it'll catch me again. And I think that anybody that is going through addiction recovery or knows somebody that is would really learn a lot from this album. And I wish I had listened more closely to this several years ago. So I would say if you know what you're going into on this, you will enjoy it. If you think it's just oh, this is Canadian band and woo woo woo. It's darker than that.
Yeah, Gontier is when you if you're a writer, a songwriter, it's personal, right? And it's funny how we'll all go to these, well, like this weekend, you and I did a band, from lovely Port Orchard, Washington, who was singing kind of harsh stuff. And it's a beautiful town, and beautiful people came from there. And not saying that kids aren't beautiful people, but this was an odd thing to hear. But once you start listening to lyrics, you start to realize they should be personal. They should be, unless it's, the Bohemians, what I am is what I am. There's a deeper connection. And then sometimes the audience doesn't feel that. They're just feeling the rhythm or the angst in the song, and they believe it might be something else. And sometimes that's the beauty of music, that sometimes what means one thing to you means something else to me.
Right.
So yeah, it is my favorite record of theirs. It's not even close. I mean, if we were going to do, it would definitely be number one. And I think a lot of people it would be as well. I think the production quality of it and everything, and the attention to detail is there. And I think it's because it's the most personal of them all.
Yeah.
So self-awareness, so I mean, here we are, March 26th of 2024, and your son, April 1st would have been his birthday. So the connection is much deeper than bless you.
Bless you. Right.
It's and there's those things that can help people to realize that they're not the only one that goes through this, and what he is going through, he's still going through. It's a permanent condition.
It's forever.
Right? So yeah. And he's found a way, because he's not on a list. So which is encouraging as well. But the great band out of Canada, probably of the post grunge, maybe the band for them, and most notable maybe. Good. That's a great pick. Great pick.
Thank you.
Well, I got this call from him while he was in maybe Korea or whatever. I don't remember where he was, and on a boat, and he says, no, I'm gonna make the show. I'm like, okay, well, send me your album. And I'm waiting to, what is it gonna be? What do you got for us, Grateful Dude?
Well, so the story here is about 7 or 8 months ago, you sent me a compiled list of every Canadian band. And this is one long freaking list, I tell you. So I decided from now on.
Hey, wait a minute. Did you get my Christmas list? Because that's longer.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm working on that right now. Don't worry about it. The gold limousine with the blonde-headed chauffeur driver. He'll be there next week. Don't worry about it. All right.
That's all going to work out.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so Mark sent me this list. So I made a decision, since I believe now that this show, the Albums from the Leaf, is going to go on for perpetuity. It's never going to end. Ever. I'm going to be in my grave doing this. So
that'll be fun.
Yeah, hey, Tales from the Crypt.
From the grave.
But anyway, so I decided to go to ones not only I don't know, but are obscure. Now, the reason I even know about this guy wasn't from his list, but he's on the list, is because I actually knew a bluegrass band that he was a member of. Okay. I am talking about the infamous John P. Allen. He's a fiddle player. He's a violinist, and that's what he does. He's only had 2 albums. This one is first, and another one. This album we're talking about right now, which is called The Canadian Fiddle, and then that's crossed out, and it says violin.
Okay.
So
soccer, football, violin, fiddle.
Yeah, exactly. So it's done 2004. and then he did another album in 2008. He did a lot of touring with a lot of different bluegrass bands. I don't think, at least I cannot find any information that he's had a actual band of his own. He's done collaborations. This album has, I think, 5 or 6 covers, and the rest are his own compositions.
Oh, nice.
So, and it's an interesting album. This is not some kind of earth-shaking album that's going to blow your brain cells, into new proportion. It's mellow, it's familiar, it's easy to listen to. I've listened to it twice. Is it phenomenal? Absolutely not. Is it good music? Yeah, it is. It's just good music. The man is a talented fiddle player. There is no singing. This is 100% instrumental. As I said, this is going to be a short review because there's nothing phenomenal about the record except it is a record, and he's put his stamp on foreverness. Yeah. So yeah.
What I mean, with the covers, are there any covers that are like monumentally that what they are? I mean,
oh yeah. Let me go to the song list. I had it here too. So the first one from the Roy Rogers era, Tumbling Tumbleweeds.
Okay.
Making Whoopee, which is a classic.
Yeah, classic jazz.
The Golden Way. And then he had some more of his own, Jameson's Jig, St. Anne's Reel, and then a real interesting one that he actually talks like he's in a some type of show called Bejeur Lamont. So interesting album. I'm glad I listened to it. As I said, when I read his background, then I figured out why I knew his fiddle playing. It's like hearing Papa John from Jefferson Airplane.
Okay.
You
I didn't know whether you were talking about the pizza joint or not. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, Pop John Street. No.
Or the Mamas and the Papas. I don't know.
You got it. But well, you gotta like the airplane like I do to know those kind of things, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was a good album. And in the weeks to come, because I don't think this is going to be the last one to leave. Probably just I think Mark's going to try to do 52 this year. So
yeah.
Should be able to get to at least 18 or 20. I don't know.
Yeah, but so now I got at least 1,000 of them on this list. So I'm just gonna come up with bands, and I'm lucky because I don't do this very often. So this album, I talked to Mark. Mark has not heard of the album or of the player. So hey,
no, the only thing I was disappointed in was I thought he was gonna do like Metallica or something, but I guess not. He kept it in the bluegrass material in the
bluegrass Metallica. It's a new one.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. Jeff will like that one. So
yeah.
Yeah. So
hey Mark, what did you come up with?
So my album today comes from we had done a super group this past weekend, so I thought, it's got to be super groups in Canada. Of course there are. But female supergroup. So what I went with was Shaye, Shaye. Now that will be hard to look up because there are multiple artists, bands named Shaye for some reason, which I don't know. So Shaye was a Canadian, I don't know, we'll call it alt country pop, more pop centric and adult contemporary, composed of Kim Stockwood, basically singer-songwriter, Davnate. It's her name is spelled completely odd. Doyle. It's Damhait, but it's a DAV pronunciation, I believe. And
this might be Irish or something.
Tara McLean, who had a solo career at that point and was basically a Sarah McLachlan kind of new. Basically, these women have a Newfoundland kind of connection. Now, this debut, like I said, alt country, hinged toward adult contemporary. It came out November 10th of 2003, and I believe it was EMI Canada, which is pretty much guiding most of those kind of records at the time. EMI was very popular. Juno Awards, right? So they were nominated for Happy Baby, which was a kind of a poppy kind of lead single that came out. That was in the year 2004. And then at the Canadian Radio Music Awards, they actually were named Best New Group in the mainstream of adult contemporary on radio. And basically, the women wrote some of the songs together, but there are a lot of collaborative artists in that came in on this record. So there is this is the deluxe version that has some of the singles from the ladies too in their solo careers, because they all have solo careers.
Cool.
Right. So on this record, Gord Sinclair of the Tragically Hip is playing guitar on one of the songs. Jeff Burrows of the Tea Party plays drums on No Mermaid. And Natalie McMaster joins on fiddle. She's one of the best Canadian fiddle players there is. And one of the songs was written by Gordie Sampson. Gordie Sampson has written for Carrie Underwood, Martina McBride, Faith Hill. So you get where that's going, right?
Yep.
And then the big reason I'm pulling this out, there is one song on here that is monumentally probably one of the best female group songs ever written. They didn't write it. They just performed it that well that you kind of thought it was theirs, because, sometimes you got to look back and find out, right? So the song is called Godspeed. It was originally written by Ron Hines in 1997. I've heard Ron's version. It's very good. But we've always come to this spot in our show sometimes where we always talk about the covers. And we did that with panelists where the covers were better than the originals, right?
Yes.
And this is one of those. But there's a bigger reason why. The band's name is Shaye. Tara McLean's sister died in a car accident 1 year before this band became. So she became the name. I believe the song and how it's written and composed comes very, very close to home there. And I think that's why it sounds the way it does. I mean, it's just a gloriously haunting but respectful song about someone's passing. And I think it speaks to anyone who would have that in there. The big thing here is this was not the lead-off single. Perhaps the record company thought that's not a really good idea. That's why Happy Baby was I got to say though, Happy Baby. And then they follow that up with Big Fat Babies. So, but they had a baby thing going on. I don't know what was going on.
Well, it's a bunch of women. Maybe they were getting near their end of their baby making years.
I did see them. They opened for Holly McNarlin at the college in Canada. I want to say it was York University, but I could be wrong. They did get into an argument over how long to breastfeed with Holly McNarlin. So that was an interesting moment. They disbanded 2 years, but 2 years later after the second record, Lake of Fire. But this is a great listen. It does have a lot of interesting different melodies and stuff. I mean, No Mermaid is a wonderfully well put together song, because it talks basically about how you look. And, I'm no mermaid, but anyway, Shaye, and it's called The Bridge from 2003. So that is my pick for tonight. We'll do this again in 2 weeks, and we'll have more panelists. I promise. Or I'll find more off the street if I have to.
We don't need any more. The three of us are
We're the best.
Yeah. The three
made everybody cry. We cried. We laughed.
So coming up Thursday, you got to watch. It's panelists' favorite country albums. Everybody is just wondering what the hell I'm going to do.
Yeah.
You're not gonna. I've decided you're not doing any songs because you don't have any favorites. It's just gonna be
I don't
blank.
know. He's gonna surprise us, I think.
So they're doing that on Thursday. Please watch that. It'll be a really good show. I know a lot of my panelists are big country fans, so it'll be interesting to see what their lists are. This weekend, I'm alone on the album review Saturday. So while I'm alone, I'm doing some weird albums.
Wait, I may just show up.
I just so you know, I'll warn you ahead of time. These are some dandies. So anyway, please like and comment. Let us know what we're doing, how we're doing here. Tell your friends, your loved ones, get them to subscribe. As always with us here, thank you for watching.
Send money.
Say again?
Send money.
Yes, send money.
Please.
Send something, right? I just, yeah.
We're a charitable organization here.
Yeah, so. I wish we were. It might make it a little easier, right? I don't. Go beyond the radio with us, a real music appreciation channel. Until next time, happy listening.
Bye.